Hello random viewers and welcome to another Kerbal Space Program series. This is completely different from anything that we've been doing. This is what I like to call a government controlled series. So instead of the contract system, I'm not going to have the game telling me what to do and giving me rewards and payments and that be my funding. No. Instead, you guys, the viewers, specifically some that I've already communicated with, are going to be telling me what kind of funding I'm getting, what kind of directives I'm supposed to take. The way this will work is, at the end of each video, I will submit some research proposals, and it is up to you guys as to which ones you accept. So I'll give you some options for ways that the space program can proceed, and if you don't like it, then you can reject it, or you can say go ahead with it. It's your choice. And you can also dictate how much funding I'm getting. Now, I do have a designated leader that will be Jameson Odetta. I think that's how you pronounce him. You'll see him in the comments sometime. He is like the president of my country. He'll have the final say in funding. But you guys will still have a lot of input, and I hope he should be listening to what you guys have to say, and that will directly impact this. There might be some changes in the future, but for now, that's how we're gonna do it, and we're gonna make this hard. Missing crew respawn? No. Re-entry heating, 120%. Starting funds $25,000. Well, you guys just started me off, and I have no idea what kind of future funding to expect. I'm going to start myself off with $1 million. You've given me a bunch of buildings. That's just nature of the game. Science rewards. 100% no. We're going to 10. Part pressure limits. Parts fail passing through their pressure in dense atmospheres. Yes, we'll make that hard. Part G-force limits. Parts fail when passed. Yes, we're going to make this real hard for me. Kerbal G-force limits. Do Kerbals go unconscious? Oh, yes, they do. TAC life support. Oh, yeah. We now have an incredibly difficult game, and you guys will be funding me, so this is going to make it really interesting. Oh, we're also going to have construction time, so that's going to mean it's going to take a certain amount of time to build things. One of the first things we will be doing in this series is updating my naming convention. Instead of letters, we will actually have decent names. However, I will still be following some of the older naming conventions, so my first rockets will start with the letter A. I will select asteroid names that correspond. All my first rockets will be A variants, so I looked through all the names of asteroids that start with A. There's a long list of asteroid names, and Aurora is a very good one, since that is a ship that we have been familiar with in other series, such as Subnautica. I'm not going to do all the building on camera too much, because that just gets annoying. I'll be doing a lot of this off camera, and then I will come back. Before we launch our very first rocket in our very nice and haphazardly thrown together vehicle assembly building, I have disabled reaction wheels. We're not going to be doing that too much. What I can do is I can steer this thing maybe with some, with these fins here. I'm sure Yuzochi in our comments is just going to be thrilled. Now, this is the first day of the space agency. However, we are going to be having construction time, which will be determined by you guys later, but for now, I'm going to say a rocket of this complexity, it's going to take about 2 or 3 days. So let's just say that a rocket of that complexity at this vehicle assembly building's level, it's going to take us 2 days to build it. So, we're at year 1, day 1, we're going to have to go to year 1, day 3. Let's launch this thing, the Aurora Mark I, Jebediah will be piloting it. Hopefully it won't explode now that it's been built. SAS is completely useless since our fins can't steer. Jebediah, good luck. Please don't die. And here we go. Oh, that was really bad. Oh, we got some refunds back. We're gonna have to build another one. And hopefully I don't get my funding cut for that. I will allow the solid rocket booster to increase its thrust. We now have a new rocket. Jebediah's going again because he didn't really get off the ground at all. We've increased the thrust. Hopefully it will actually get us somewhere this time. So Jebediah, come on. You you can do this. Oh, let's get that staging right. Oh, it actually flies. Okay. Can we please stabilize this flight, please? Okay, it's going down. That's not good. I need the parachute to open. That's not good. Well, another problem. However, we didn't die. But this is looking really bad for my space agency. We have now changed the fin even more to further decrease our tilting and further increase the thrust. So Valentina, you got your work cut out for you. I hope you can do this, because I really need some good changes here. Okay. Let's go for it. This is looking better. Observe the mystery goo. Okay, that's great. Can we get a crew report while we're in flight? Thank you. This is much better. We actually have something that flies now, without extreme risk to the crew. Valentina, you're now the first Kerbal to break the sound barrier. Okay, this is much better than the previous attempts. Let's deploy the chute before we get too much extra speed. Valentina, this is going to be mildly unpleasant as the craft whips around. Yeah, that's a lot of G's in a crazy direction. Sorry about that. Hey, this is the first of our crafts to actually land in one piece. Or not. Never mind, I spoke way too soon. Because science gathering is boring, we will not be including tons of footage of science gathering. However, we now have a whole 3.2 science. And we got a bunch of money back from recovered parts. Why am I gaining money? The next thing I need to do is I'm just going to put a pod on the launch pad and I'm going to run around and gather science. That's just a thing that needs to be done. So I'm going to do that and I will come back after I've gathered science from the area. I've never actually taken the time to explore these areas, but you can actually go into these nice bunkers here. Well, I wish I could see what was going on a little bit better, but yeah, he can go into the bunker and watch the launch that may or may not happen. Probably won't be happening. I now have displays. I don't know where they came from, but I have them now. Neat. Oh, probably because I have an engineer on board. That would make sense. Okay, Bill. You're gonna hopefully fly that way. The way that we've reaccomplished steering is we now have even fins, and we just have offset mass. So hopefully, Bill, you'll go that way. That's the idea. Let's go. Oh, nice. It's actually pretty good. Bill, what do you think? Well, you're not screaming for your life, so that's probably a good sign. This is going a little bit too much on its side. Bill, you might break Valentina's record for speed. Nobody saw that. We just have this magic button here. We've deployed some fins that, yeah, they'll increase drag, which will help later in the flight, but it's going to be bad for a lot of reasons. But, hey. It's running out. You have plenty of stuff. Well, Bill, you're spinning, but you're not dead. This will hopefully help control the speed and keep it from getting excessive. Yes, this creates lots of drag and helps it slow down quickly. We're going to make our crew very, very sick. Sorry, we might not be able to reuse this vehicle like we did the last one. Well, now he probably has severe vertigo for the rest of his life, but on the plus side, he did make it to the intended destination. We don't really have cars. I don't know how they built these buildings without vehicles of some sort. Oh wait, no, we do have vehicles. I've seen them run around there, but I guess they're only short range or something. I have no way of using them in the space program. I guess they didn't buy me any vehicles, so we are very limited in our budget. So I guess we just have to do this. Please don't explode, and they explode. Observe the mystery goo. We have 5 science, which means we can get something that gives us some control. I'm going to build a vehicle that can move around so that I can gather science around the Space Center. After many hours of toil, we have come up with this thing. It should allow for travel amongst, around the Space Center. Hopefully. And it can steer itself, kind of. This is very inefficient. Government didn't give me access to wheels, so, this is what we're stuck with. Onwards to the next building. We'll go over to the astronaut complex. It has a severe drifting problem. Wow, look at that flat. That's really depressing. That's actually one of the most depressing looking things I've seen. This building is so bad. Good enough. Let's recover it right where we found it. Okay, there we go. There's another vessel recovered. And we have enough science to get some better options. We have determined that it's a good idea to be able to break the rocket apart as it flies. So now I can steer, and I can break pieces off my rocket. This is both very wasteful and very helpful. For now, though, that's us started. We now have the technology to be able to build rockets that can break apart multi-stages. That might allow us to get places. It looks like I have a lot of funds, so maybe you guys will do a funding cut and just take a bunch of my money, or maybe you'll let me keep it and just keep using it and not give me any monthly funds. But, how many days are in a Kerbal year? We'll have to look that up, and then we'll figure out how many funds I get per month or per day, something like that. And yes, so please leave your suggestions in the comments, that's very important. But my research proposals for the end of this episode will be, we can build a rocket that has multiple stages, work on trying to maybe get to space. That could work, maybe it's a nice suborbital hop. So leave your suggestions, I can do either one, both, decide how much funding I get for those if I have to do it with my current funding. And yes, I think that does it. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. Like, seriously, comment. It's very important. And I hope you all have a very nice day.